welcome. This is Ariana Kapp, and Talking Technique today is all about building cool grooves using pedal tones with the pentatonic. It sheds your right hand technique and it sheds your left hand technique. The tonal material we're going to be using is that of a G minor pentatonic that is situated down here in what I call the first area of the bass. And the pattern is you're starting on the root, the G, with your first finger, and then you're going up to your pinky, and then you're bringing up always 1 3 and 1 3. So the first string is 1, or the E string is 1 4, and then it's 1 3 1 3 1 3, and then you go backwards. What this does is it extends the octave. Here's my octave, but I keep going and add these 2 notes because I am in that area, and my rule is always I want to know all the notes in that particular area. So that gives you this pattern, and I call it the upside down boot. Helps to have an image, and this is the sole of the boot, and then that's the shaft of the boot, and you can remember it that way. It helps to help little mnemonics, I find. To find out more about pentatonics, by the way, there is a chapter in my book about it, and the True Fire course that I did last April is called Pentatonic Playground. I'm going to be playing the root in between every single note to create my pedal. And you're seeing you're having in your left hand quite some jumps. You can bar these, right? But you can also just move your first finger over. It's just going to put a lot of movement into your hand if you do it this way. And I get a good workout for my right hand. What's happening in my right hand is that I really want to be on the E string with my first finger. If I am not there with my first finger, I'm going to end up really working against my hand. So that's a really strange feeling. Try that just for kicks. You would be starting with the middle finger, or with the index finger rather, excuse me, and then you would be going up, always back to the middle finger. It really goes against the grain of your hand. So just, sometimes good to try things out for kicks, but you will probably automatically make it so that the first finger is the one that's sitting on the lowest string and everybody else is just going in between the other strings. And as always, we're alternating. It's index, middle, index, middle, index, middle. Now let's pedal using 3 root notes in a row and 1 scale note in between. What I mean is this. And backwards. Let's double that up. Okay, now the next step would be that we combine those 2 patterns, and that's where you can really come up with some cool groove ideas. And obviously you don't have to always use the whole scale, so you can just use the root in the minor third, for example. Now what we can also do is we can bring in groups of 3. I would still be playing 16th notes, but I am only pedaling back to 2 of them. What I mean is this. So here are my 16th notes, right? So it's always 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. Okay, now you can combine that into a groove, and if you want to do that so that you come back around on beat 1, you would do something like this. Here we go. Okay, So hopefully that'll give you some ideas to come up with creative stuff. What ideas can you come up with? Send me something. I'd love to hear it. You always want to have your index finger on the lower string. You always want to see to it that your left hand doesn't have more movement in it than it absolutely has to have. So be loose and tight, closely connected to the strings. Those are some tips I could give you. Yeah, and have fun with this. Today's tip: relax your face. It's really easy to get your lips very tight and press them upon each other. Sometimes goes hand in hand with holding your breath. You don't want to do that. You want to be as relaxed as possible, and your face reflects that. Now, sometimes you will find yourself in the throes of the music and reaching for that, extra feeling, or just reaching behind that last note to find another emotion. If that's what's happening, the music is moving you, and it will be a face that is expressing exactly that. What I'm talking about to avoid is some sort of a really frozen, pursed lip, where also the back of your neck might be starting to get really tense. That restricts the flow of music, and that's the opposite of what you want, obviously. Thank you for watching. That was episode 12. Hope to see you next time. I'm Ariana Kapp at arispaceblock.com. Cheers.